So my name is Ivy Morin. I am currently a senior at Duke University and about to graduate this May. I'm studying psychology and education, and I'm planning to attend medical school shortly after I graduate. My connection to the rare disease community is Marfan syndrome, which is a rare genetic disorder that affects connective tissue. So both my dad and I have been diagnosed with Marfan's, and I think my lived experiences as both a patient and family member of someone with a rare disease is a big reason for why I'm interested in pursuing a career in medicine. For my capstone project, I chose to research the Department of Defense Congressionally Directed Medical Research Program reviewer role, or the DoD CDMRP reviewer for short. I selected this role for my capstone for a few reasons. One being that the Department of Defense, CDMRP, funds high impact, innovative medical research that often addresses unmet needs in healthcare. And as someone that's interested in doing medical research in the future and as part of my career, it was really great to learn about this research program that focuses on underfunded and high priority areas and that fills these critical research gaps and allows for faster advances in medical treatments. The research program engages a diverse group of stakeholders, including patients, and this kind of patient representative role is what I selected for my project. So, as a consumer reviewer, I would represent the patient perspective and ensure that the research being done is not only scientifically sound, but that it aligns with the needs and priorities of the affected community. I think it's really important to make sure that patients and affected communities are involved so that research continues to remain relevant and impactful for those affected by the diseases being studied. I decided to apply to the YAR Leadership Academy because I've always been passionate about uplifting the rare disease community, but I really wanted to expand my understanding of healthcare policy and advocacy. In terms of rare diseases, I have a pretty strong academic background and I've volunteered in the past with the Marfan Foundation, but I had never learned about public policy and didn't know anything about regulatory processes. So the Academy was a great way for me to get exposed to new, impactful ways to support people with rare diseases through federal and state advocacy, and also how to become a more effective leader. And I think these skills and type of knowledge that are taught in the academy will not only make me a better future clinician, but also a stronger advocate for the rest of my life. My biggest takeaway from the Leadership Academy is that I feel I've gained a lot of confidence and knowledge on how to be a strong advocate that I didn't have before. I really understand now the importance of using our voices to influence change at both the state and federal levels, whether it's engaging with legislators, participating in discussions about certain policies, or even educating others. I feel much more equipped to contribute meaningfully to advocacy efforts than I did before. Before the YAR Leadership Academy, my understanding of rare diseases was pretty limited to the patient perspective. And now I feel that I have a much broader view of how all these different stakeholders, including policymakers and healthcare providers and pharmaceutical companies and advocacy organizations, all come in and interact to drive change. So, this broadened perspective has helped me see where I can make the biggest impact and how important collaboration is for progress. I think one of my biggest takeaways from the Leadership Academy is the importance of educating and empowering others in the rare disease community. So I'm really excited to share what I've learned with fellow patients, caregivers, families, and friends, and other people just beginning to enter the advocacy space so that they can also use their voices to drive change. So, whether that be through workshops at school or social media or community events, I really want to make advocacy more accessible to those who may not know where to really start. And it's really been great to meet other young people in the rare disease community that are also super passionate about advocacy. So I want to keep building relationships with other young advocates and supporting each other in our efforts. I think the YAR Leadership Academy is a really special opportunity because I think many young adults are passionate about making a difference, but don't know where to start. And that's certainly where I was before this academy. And so the Our Leadership Academy is special because it provides this structured, hands on learning experience that really teaches you the skills needed to become a stronger advocate. It gave me the knowledge and confidence to take those next steps. And I think the Academy has been a really safe and comfortable space where young advocates can learn from each other, get to meet and network with really impressive people in the rare disease community, and also ask questions and be curious and eager to learn. So, next steps for me, I would love to start my own initiative or contribute to some existing organizations that work to advance rare disease research and patient rights. I think being in the academy has really pushed me to become a more active part of the movement for change. I also think it would be really cool to continue developing my storytelling skills because I think that's something that we learned can be really impactful and drive change. So kind of finding ways to broadcast my story, either through like social media or writing my experiences, I think will bring a lot more visibility to the rare disease community and as a young advocate. So figuring out spaces and ways to do that, as well as empowering other young advocates, is something that I'm really excited to keep doing now that I'm done with the academy.